Hi guys, welcome to OnJugger episode 2. On this episode we're mostly going to be focusing on tackling. So myself and Gnome will be discussing pretty much like everything to do with tackling in Jugger. Is it safe? What level can be safe? Irish tackling is full tackle and German is semi-contact. So where is it safe, where is it not safe, what can you do and what can't you do? Because we don't want to exclude anybody, so how can we come up with a good tackle system in Jugger? So we're going to discuss everything to do with that. We will also, after the discussion, we will, we've set up a tackle demo with Setanta where they will actually go step by step on how to do a proper tackle, so you'll actually be able to see it, and we'll have the coaches talking through as well, so it's a very detailed way on how to actually do a physical tackle in Jugger. And after that we'll be talking to Marion, who is setting up Jugger with other people, is setting up Jugger in London. So Marion, the famous Shield player from Setanta and Tackle Tiger, and I hear she's going to be playing for Rigor Mortis soon. So yeah, stay tuned. I hope you enjoy the show, and as always, like us, subscribe and follow us, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Hi guys, so we are now going to start discussing about tackling in Jugger. There's a lot of different opinions on how to tackle. There's the what is known in Germany, I think, as the Irish tackle rules. I don't know how you call it in Germany.
Yes.
Yeah. Our way of quicking and our way of tackling is kind of merging the German style with rugby rules and with it tripping and with throwing. The main thing to understand about the Irish way of tackling in Jugger is that it's safe. Or as safe as it can be in a contact sport. When a lot of people get really worried when you say you can hit with full force, that you can trip, and that you can throw. Just to dispel some of the many things that come up really simply, you only are allowed to use the force that you feel necessary, and this is refereed by yourself, the other Qwik, and the referee. You should only use the force that you feel is necessary to beat the person or to score. The throwing and tripping, you're only allowed to trip and throw after you've made contact. So if a person's running by, you're not allowed to stick out your foot to trip them. It's only when you've made contact, then you can trip or you can throw. When you trip, when you throw, you only do that when you bring the person to the ground. You do not throw somebody to the ground, you don't trip somebody to the ground. You don't do it with a lot of force and throw them and try to hurt them. You trip, you off balance, and you bring them to the ground. So it's actually very little force, to believe it or not. With tackling and all that below the legs, again, and this is the point, when people are educated on how to tackle, when people are taught how to tackle properly, it's actually safer. The more forceful or more contact style of Jugger, the Irish style, is actually safer than the German style, because of he can look at
okay.
you can look at all you want.
You can say it, but
in
I don't.
Germany, right now
I don't
in
want
Germany,
to sign this. Yeah, so it's your opinion.
No.
I won't object, but I won't sign it either.
Yeah. Great. I'm gonna not say yes or no. I'm gonna be German and just stand in the middle and see what everybody else says.
I will get my point later. Totally.
Important to know is that when both people actually understand what they're doing, when they're educated on how to tackle, it's actually quite safe. How can I prove this? Because we've had 11 years of full tackle rules where you can push, where you can pull, where you can pull the jersey, where you can tackle underneath the legs, underneath the hips, you can tackle the legs. You can tackle without stopping, you can trip and you can throw, and there has been no serious injury in 11 years. That is how I can say that it is safe. Will there ever be an injury? I am 100% sure there will be. because it's a contact sport. Is there an injury already in Germany without these rules? Yes. People break their ankles, people break their shoulders, people fall over, people get hit in the eye with balls and chains and get whipped. It happens all the time.
Just fall over their own feet and break it.
And break, yeah.
Okay, let me say here at this moment, I've tried the Irish tackling rules. I actually like them, but you really have to learn the technique.
Absolutely.
And to bring somebody down, to trip somebody, to grab somebody's legs, it's always you can only do that if you can bring him down safely at the same time.
Can I say as well, just for the viewers, after this conversation, we've already videoed the training session where we did the tackling. So I will put the video of the tackle training and how to tackle in Irish Jugger in after this, so you will actually be able to see what we're talking about, not just there's one thing talking about it, one thing actually seeing it, and then there's another thing doing it, but that's for another time.
See me trying to learn Irish tackling rules on video. Watch it.
You're kind of like a panda bear. You look like a bear who doesn't really know what they're doing. It's a panda bear.
Yeah, I felt like a panda bear while learning tackling
and rolling around.
Okay, so I totally agree with you on that point. When both qwiks are educated on no matter what contact technique, it is way safer and it's cooler and makes more fun. My problem is not the technique we're using, because in my opinion, the German rules, Qwik rules at the moment might be a little bit complicated, but when you really do them, they would work. You can do it with technique, you can learn technique for it, it would work. The problem is on the other side. We cannot employ techniques like tackling because we don't have a coaching in the teams. So very few yet. Yeah, we're working on that. We try really hard to working on that. You will see soon. So at the moment we cannot employ like tackling, because you have to really learn the technique to do it safely.
Just to counter that, right now, yes, you can't. I mean, right this very second. But this weekend, you could. And in a month, you could. Or in a few months, you definitely could. That's my point. Like, the point is that you can't just say, oh, we can't do it right now, so we're not going to do it. I think what people need to do is actually think... and just so everybody knows, the reason we're having this conversation is because there are a group in Germany who want to have Irish rules, or they want to have more tackling, more contact in Jugger. That is why we're having this conversation. So it's not just me, there are a group of people who want to have more. And we're trying to find a way, how do you do that responsibly, and how you do that safely. And what I would suggest is that you hold seminars to teach a representative from each club in that area, or from all over Germany, whichever you want to do it. You teach that representative how to tackle. And you have documentation, like you have documents and you have videos, and you have that person. You arm them with all of these. They go back to their clubs and they teach them. And once a year, there's another seminar where you brush up on all your skills. That is doable. That is achievable. It's not like crazy, and like I could go over. There's rugby, a lot of, like, you have an international rugby team. There's loads of rugby clubs all over Germany. There's no reason you can't ask somebody to come to a seminar, or your local team can't ask them to come down to their training session and train them. It is very easily done. It's not like, this is not crazy talk. You could do it this weekend. You could do it in a week, in 2 weeks. So I would love to get away from we can't do this now, because you can. You really can.
A real tackling advertisement.
Yeah.
Support program.
No,
Irish tackling support program.
I come from the point of view of not. I don't want Germany to have Irish tackle rules. That's not my point. My point is, I see Jugger in the future for the qwiks having more aggression with the tackle, like when they actually make tackle, like in Ireland. But I don't care if you take our rules or not. But I do think there should be more contact in Jugger in Germany. I do think the whole thing about pushing and pulling is a non-topic for debate, because if it was dangerous, or if bad things happen, we would have gone through that through the last 11 years in Ireland. It is safe. There is no problem. Could something possibly happen where somebody gets injured from that? Absolutely. Could somebody possibly get injured by tackling? Absolutely. But the problem is those things are happening now in Germany with your current rules. So the level of safety and danger doesn't increase. Again, because we've been doing it for 11 years, we can prove it. And as well, rugby is played all over the world, and there hasn't been a death from tackling in rugby. There's been in the scrum, but not in actual tackling. So, and we have that rule where you only use enough force to get by, so the actual contact collision is not even that high. And the players should be responsible enough to referee themselves. If they cannot, or if they make a mistake, the referee refs it, saying you're dangerous, you're being sanctioned, or if you do it again, you're being sanctioned, or whatever. That's how it's refereed.
Yeah. In my opinion, whether you have tackling or not, as a quick technique, or Irish tackling, or some reduced tackling, whatever, is 2 points. Firstly, qwiks don't know the rules.
Yep.
Qwiks don't know the techniques.
Yep.
They don't train techniques. They just go full body contact or speed or anything or not a thing at all because they don't know it. And the other side is referees not enforcing the rules on quicking.
Back to the refs again.
Yeah, back to the refs again. Yeah. So almost no ref pays attention to the quick rules, and they charge in, they run over, or they're doing stuff which is allowed or not allowed, and the refs basically look at it and say, nah.
Well, I think,
and as long as this situation occurs, okay, quicks don't know the stuff and referees don't know the stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which technique a quick actually executes.
Well, this
because
brings back to my point,
and it's not trained.
Yeah,
so.
This is my point. If then I think people should start, and I'm not saying you, but people should start. Do you know what? The people who want in Germany, the people who want to have more contact in Jugger and more contact in quicking, then you need to start organising, work with the on the forums and with the rule keepers, and organise a seminar. You don't even have to make the rule that it has to definitely be in, but explore the option. So have a seminar, get a rugby player, get somebody who understands tackling on a field sport level, and actually who's a professional or semi-pro or a coach, and talk to them. Get them to come to a Jugger training session. Get them to play Jugger as a quick. Then afterwards, ask their opinion. Get them to write out their notes on how to tackle specifically for Jugger. Work with the referees how you would referee that, and hold a seminar and debate it and discuss it. Be proactive instead of arguing just online. Actually trial it, because there's a massive difference when you trial something.
Oh, there are trials on.
Where you actually physically do it?
Yes, some teams do it.
Great.
It's within the discussion. I just wanted to say you can actually do some parts of tackling within the German rule set. So as long as you don't pull on the legs, don't trip anybody, don't throw anybody, but bring them to the ground safely, and don't run into each other, you can use Irish tackling. It's totally cool with the rules.
Okay.
But I think the term tackling is widely false understood. It's not a body check. It's not, tackling is not a body check. You go in with full force and kick him out. Exactly. But it's a controlled grappling. And we already have controlled grappling within our rules and within our quick techniques. A different kind, but we already had that. So you can.
You're right. Everything you said there is right, except with the German style. And I won't say the German style that the players play, because the players are not playing by the rules in Germany, because they make contact constantly.
There are quicks with really clean technique. Which
there are, but the majority that I've seen
they're not the majority.
Not.
Definitely not. And you need two of them to have a clean quick fight.
The problem is when you say that you're not allowed to run in, because that is what tackling is. When you run in, that's a tackle. You create a tackle.
Okay.
When you run in and meet, one person goes down and tackles the other person. That's a tackle. Okay. What you're talking about is standing grappling, and that is not.
It's not tackling.
That is not tackling. And actually, standing grappling and grappling somebody to the ground is more. It's been proven to be more dangerous. This is why I said it before. Mm-hmm. It's more dangerous than actually making a force tackle. The reason being, so two people are standing and they come in and they make connection and they're upright. Up here is their head, then there's their neck, and these things are meeting each other. So it's hard on hard, hard on hard. It's not really safe, especially when I've never seen a Qwik go like this, which is the rules: running in, stop, and then make contact. I have never seen that in all my time.
Actually, that's not the rules.
Well, okay, that is the rules that I understood.
And then we are at the point the Qwiks don't know the rules.
Yeah. I think at this point, very few
when a Qwik runs, the other one is not allowed to charge in it, but he can grab it from the side. He can go in its way, but it's not allowed to check him.
But yeah, again,
to tackle him.
This is okay. These are rules made by people who don't understand tackling, because if you're a Qwik trying to tackle somebody, you have to be, it's a 360-degree thing. You want to protect your goal. You want to put yourself in front of the other runner and your goal to stop them getting to the goal. By doing that, you have to be in front of them. Now, are there situations where you're tackling from behind and from the side? Yes, absolutely. But they are greatly percentage-wise lower than when you're in front of them. And your rules say you're not allowed to make contact. Whereas the other players...
You can make contact, but you're not allowed to charge him.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that's one of the problems. Because it doesn't play well, and when players are trying to be competitive, that's why they're breaking that rule so much. Because it doesn't really make sense in Jugger when you're a Qwik trying to score to stop in front of a person, because what you're doing is you give up all the advantage of your momentum.
No. You can stop him. You can stand in its way. You can try to grab him off, but you're not allowed to charge in.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think the best thing to do would be to trial out, like we were saying that some teams are, but on a bigger scale with a lot more people, and with a member of the rule council there, rule keepers there, so they can observe and see exactly like you did here, and we had the training session.
Yes, I'm working myself into the quicking more sophisticatedly. At the moment, that is one of the rule keeper can actually go into the discussion and guide it and give some
meaningful feedback.
Meaningful, maybe, or even we have to understand what we are doing here, because it's a little bit of difficult problem trying to get in touch with the teams which are actually testing this. Trying to get the information spread. Yeah. So sorry for being the lamest here, but in my opinion, it's at the moment my goal is that the people agree on rules, that the people know their rules, and it's ref correctly and it's done correctly.
Oh no, I completely agree with that.
And if the community chooses Irish tackling rules or a different system
or a hybrid
between it, it's totally cool with me as long as the rules make sense. They kind of work out. It's a nice they have to provide a safe and nice Jugger game.
Yeah.
And they have to be refable and playable. So
yeah, no, I totally agree. And just on that point, to say that running in with force and pushing from behind and pulling is not safe, the argument has kind of been disproven, because that's the way the Irish have played for the last 11 years.
Okay, but as long as you have players on the field who don't know how to fall correctly, who don't know how to grapple correctly, who don't know how to walk or dribble correctly, you can't. I don't know.
Well, that's why people need to be trained.
Doing it,
they need to be once there's like once there is a system put in place where each team who plays Jugger can be trained how to Qwik, then they can be it can be brought in for them to do it properly.
Our furthermost problem, in my opinion, is having a coaching system, and my problem is having the refs actually reffing the rules and not something else.
Yeah.
When this is done, we can talk about all the rules implementing. We can do it all at once, but without coaching and without reffing, nothing will work, because nothing will be enforced and nothing will be trained.
Yeah, totally agree. Again, let us know your comments. Let me, for all the German people out there who disagree with me, let me know. And if there's any Germans out there who agree with me, let's talk about it. And again, comment below or send us a message. And yeah, let's just start the discussion. We're not trying to say that you're wrong or that you're right, which I am right and you are wrong. But yeah, Anything else to add?
I hope I got the rules right. I read them before. Please nobody decapitate me before when I say anything wrong.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
You can have all the technique in the world, but if you don't want to make that tackle, you won't make it. So the want and the confidence to actually put the tackle in is way more important. Then, really important is the technical, actually knowing what to do and how to make a tackle. Ian, will you just come out for a second? The important thing, one really important thing about tackling is where to look. It's pretty much the same thing as where when we're fighting with weapons. We say don't look at the face and don't look at the feet. Because if Ian, just follow my feet, and we're going to jog in and like try and put your hands on me, just follow my feet, people can step you. So don't look at the feet. Don't look at the head, because I could look this way and he's going to go that way as well. Same thing with him. Just look at the core. So it's like around the chest, around here, around the hips. I'd prefer it if you look around here, because this is where you're going to want to tackle as well.
As Shakira said, the hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie. If you, one thing really important, where you look is where you actually will, like we want you to connect first with your shoulder. And if you look high, you're going to hit high. If you look at his hips or his thighs, that's where you're going to hit. So it's really important to focus on that area. So just for now, I want people to stay on your toes and look at where you want to hit, which is the hips. What I want you to do is literally just, I'll be the tackler, just one person nominate themselves as the tackler, one person nominate themselves as the attacker, and just in like a very slow jog or a quick walking pace, I want you to not do any side steps or anything, just look at the core and make contact with the shoulder and wrap. That's it. So we're going to do this. So I've looked where I wanted to hit, he's come into me, and I've wrapped. Just do that, very bare basics. Just do that three times, swap, 3 times, swap. Do twice each. One more. Yeah, cool. Do you want to do it on me? Yeah. Yeah, nice. You got your shoulder right in. Yeah, good stuff. One thing I didn't mention, which is coming up now, is that when you're coming in, keep your head up. Did anybody tell me why? Yeah. You keep your head up, my back is nice and straight. If it's straight, it's strong. If it's strong, I'll dominate the tackle. If I'm looking down or looking out, my back will go differently. The energy will go up, and he will dominate the tackle, and I'll fall backwards. Okay, so when you go in, keep your head up and keep your eyes open as long as you can. A little bit lower, so you're hitting here like this, and I want you to go like that. Yes, really good. Nice. And just a little bit advanced. You almost did there. You've made contact. Grab his thigh and pull it up, because then he's on one. Yeah. That's 3 twice.
Yeah.
2.
Go back again.
Too high, no. Too high. You're hitting her in the rib cage. You want to be hitting down here. Okay. Yes, lovely. Much better. Everybody, we're going to practice falling. Woo! Yay! Everybody knows French goal pose. So you don't
do that.
Yeah, you don't want to. This isn't MMA, because if you do that when you've been tackled, you could actually break your arm. So when it's just knowing how to fall. So if you just literally, it's knee, side, arm. So knee, side, arm. Yeah. Ready? Just try it.
Nope.
Fall down. And get up and do it the other side. There should always be three points of contact if possible.
Don't hold yourself up.
Yeah, pretend you're holding
break your wrist if you try and hold yourself up.
Oh yeah, don't put out your arm don't put your hand down because you'll more than likely have somebody else's body weight as well. So, are you making contact with your knee first? Yeah, perfect. Yeah. But try, if you can do it, the more fluid you do it, the more energy you're transferring across. Because I'm seeing some people getting caught on the shoulder and they're like this. So you're actually taking a lot of the force here. But if you kind of do it, if you can roll, that's even better. Now you won't be able to do that when somebody's on you. But if you can do it as much as possible, you'll dissipate the energy and you won't hurt yourself as much. So now, I'm going to be on my knees. Come walk towards me. I'm going to tackle and you're going to fall. Okay. Next, we'll do it all once with me. Come whichever way, it doesn't matter.
You have the bottom touch you.
Yeah. And hold on, Cal, will you be over there?
Yeah.
And will you face this way? So now Ian goes to him, you come to me, go to Cathal. Okay. Okay, try to remember how to fall.
I have the arms around my knees, so I can't at my knees.
Yeah, well, that's ideally where you can tap it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually had my head on the wrong side there. Nice. And you want to be close to them. You know where you were pushing him? You want to be close to them when you hit down. Because if you don't, if you're not close, there's elbows and knees that will be moving around and they're going to hit you. So be close as you go down.
I suppose that's okay. Get out of it.
Yeah. Okay, now, so everybody gather around. We're going to go on to a little bit more advanced now. And we're going to be moving a little bit more. Yeah, okay. So the next one is Andy. Do you want to just go over there? So now we're going to be moving a little bit and actually tackling as well. So we're going to. If this is 50%, not 100%. Okay. Yeah. Ready? I like to twist because it puts them off balance. I'm just trying to get their leg and then make them off balance. Okay.
No, batteries. Okay, I have batteries.
Okay, we'll do one more. Okay. Yes, lovely. You hit me here, try and get a little lower, but otherwise it was really good. Yeah, lovely. Trying your other shoulder. Guys, don't forget to swap shoulders.
On the wrong side.
It's always, in everything to do with tackling, it's soft, it's hard on soft. Yeah. So my head on his midriff, my shoulder in his stomach, or his thighs, whatever, and so on. It's always hard on soft. So come in. And you can follow it. Yeah? Yeah. But you have to do a little bit of work. Yeah. Otherwise, hard ground, hard body. Yes, twist. Much better. Really good, pretty good. It wasn't the most technically sound tackle, but when you actually play, very few tackles are perfect. Very few. But you should know how to do it properly and keep working at it. But that is really important, that you move their body with a little bit of your strength, and that's why you get nice and close. Like when you're tackling, get in and make it tight. Make tight and twist. Make tight and twist so you fall on their soft parts. Practice just that now. If you want to change partners, change partners. If you want to stay, stay, whichever way you want to do it. Okay?
Sorry.
Do you want to swat? Where are you good? I'll tackle you. Okay. Nice. Lovely tackle. Yeah, yeah. Keep going. Okay, stop. And this is one that's pretty good because we do Irish Jugger. So no, come here. So everybody go there and watch, because you can trip.
Sweep the leg.
You can sweep the leg. So just come over here, so so Delphine, you go over there. So when you come in and you put a tackle in, and he's really hard, you can. You can actually sweep his leg.
Okay.
Okay? Or if you feel more comfortable, when you come in, you can, no, it's always going to be it's always going to be that one. So you can get your leg, and you're so flexible, just get in, and the most important thing is when you're going down, when you're actually, we'll just stand upright, is that you heel on heel. Calf on calf. That's what you need, and then pull and push. If you pull down here, you push up here. But I mean, sorry, should you be like this? You'll be pushing with your shoulder. Make sense?
Germans, don't do that. It's not allowed. Es ist nicht im deutschen Regelwerk erlaubt. Macht das nicht, bevor es eingeführt ist. Gruß von den Regelhütern.
Do you want to try it again? Yeah.
And then you play.
Yeah. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. But the most important thing though, so say this was an actual match and you're fighting.
Even if you stop.
Never let go. Yeah, you don't let go until you've been hit or they've gone out. One or the other. I don't care how big they are. Never let go. Don't just let them win. Ever. Okay, guys. So I'd like for this for the first 2 rounds. Or first tip. For the first round, it's going to be again not like 100%. One person will be the tackler. The person with the skull will be the attacker. And basically, if the tackler gets them out, you have to put a tackle in, not push. If you get them out with a tackle or down with a tackle, then you've won that. If they get past you and score, then they get the point and they've won. Okay? Basically, the score you took anywhere beyond that one. But again, it's not 100%. The attacker shouldn't be at all costs trying to score. Let's learn the technique first to get through that. Nice. Yeah. That works. Out. Pull her legs up, pull her legs up, pull her legs up. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, okay. Even if I don't get them down, yeah, push them forward. Okay, so what do people think? I think we need to do this a few times until you get the confidence. But one thing that you really need to do, like I was saying at the very beginning, is you really have to want to make the tackle. And it's that barrier of, oh my god, I'm going to hurt myself, or oh my god, I'm going to hurt them. Once you get past that barrier, it's really enjoyable to put tackles in. But until you get past that, it's going to be really, really difficult. Think about what you did today, and we're going to be doing it for the next week. We're going to be focusing on qwiks, and we're going to be focusing on tackling. So you will have to do this again, because no matter what, you're going to have to tackle at some stage in Jugger this season. So it's better to know how to do it properly and how to get it done. Okay? Hello guys, I am here with Marion. How do you pronounce your second name properly? I always say Lieto. Yeah.
Lieto.
Gerard Lieto. How do you pronounce it?
Lieto.
Okay, here with Marion, and she's one of the main brains behind Jugger in London, and it's one of the first English. I know that they did have another Jugger club kind of in England, but that died down really, really quickly. So you are Jugger in England and Jugger in London.
At the moment, yeah.
So could you tell us a little bit about what's going on in London?
Well, it's mostly Emily and me and Jack to a point. So we moved there like about 8 months ago, and obviously we really wanted Jugger to go on. So yeah, we tried to set up a club. At the moment we're About 10, about 10 people.
Great.
Yeah, 10 is like the...
It's the perfect amount.
Yeah, it's the moment where you can play matches, so...
And you can actually do drills and different things, yeah.
It's getting good. It was a bit hard, especially over the winter, but now it's getting good. Yeah, we've been training every Saturday for a couple of months now.
Where do you train?
Clapham, Common. Clapham, Common, North. Just beside the subway station. It's really handy.
On Saturdays? On
Saturdays at 1.
Okay, cool.
Generally. And we're going to start, well, I want to start weekday trainings probably next week. But the last time I suggested that, I got like an embarrassing silence as a reply, so hopefully it'll go better.
Oh well, I mean, to get 10 people coming regularly now is amazing. Like, that's brilliant.
We don't have 10 people regularly. We have 10 people that you could qualify. Like, there are members that have come several times and want to come back.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that they're here. They're there every week.
And are you planning? Oh, do you have a name?
We do.
What's your name?
We're the Savage Jugger Club.
Savage Jugger Club, brilliant. And will you guys be travelling to any tournaments, or are you expecting anybody to come to you, or are you going to put on a mini tournament? Like, tournament-wise, what are you going to do?
So our plan for this summer is to travel probably to smallish German tournaments, because obviously our team is like, at the moment, like 70%
beginners, and yeah.
So,
to get some experience.
Yeah, like, so we're thinking we'll try to go to a southern tournament. We don't know which one yet, but there's definitely interest. People have said they want to go, so we'll try to do that.
Great.
We are nowhere near organising a tournament. But,
yeah, no, sorry.
Rampage they've said that they want to come over, visit us, like have kind of I don't know, not a showdown obviously, but
like go over for a long weekend and also play Jugger type thing.
Yeah, kind of, like, but as kind of a support gesture as well.
Yeah.
To give
well,
us an opportunity to play against
it's no way official or anything, but I know Setanta players have said the exact same thing. They really want to go over and yeah.
Well, obviously, like any Jugger who wants to come to London is more than welcome to go and train with us.
No, I'm not trying to catch you out, because it literally just came to my head now talking about going over to London. Would you have any interest in coming over here for like a one day with Rampage and Setanta, a one day tournament type thing? With
the club?
Yeah, because we do game days at the end of every month. We have game days where we play we play competitive matches, leagues and stuff.
Yeah, like, I mean, why not? I guess it depends where people want to go. Because at the moment we're only like 3 really dedicated players.
Yeah.
I'd want, like, I think it's going to be a bit hard to get people to move, like, to go somewhere.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm trying to focus, like Emily and me are trying to focus on getting to a proper tournament, because we feel like that's where Jugger is the best.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, that's where you get a sense of the community and like this kind of intense fair play and fun, and that's the sort of experience that I'd want to give the new players.
Great. And will you, like, are you going to be trying to find new players soon? I mean, obviously you are, but are you looking for, like, anybody? Can anybody come and join at all? College students or like anybody?
Absolutely, anybody. Yeah. Like, you don't need any experience, you don't need to have ever played Jugger, you don't need to be athletic. Even among the players we have at the moment, like, we have a couple of people who are like super athletic, and then we have people who aren't at all. Everyone seems to be having a good time, so. Great.
Well, I think it's like to be one of the first Jugger clubs in England, and definitely in London, I think it's fantastic. And yeah, all the best, and hopefully we'll hear from you in the future about what's going on.
Yeah.